All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chuck Williams, and it's my absolute privilege to be the host of the Cepeda Monday Night Call. And tonight I've got a couple of phenomenal guests that are going to be joining me. Before we jump into our call, I do like to just put this disclaimer up there. We're not going to talk a whole lot about incomes tonight. If you want to talk about incomes, come back in 2 weeks. We will have Patty Cepeda herself, our team leader, on the call 2 weeks from tonight, May 20th. You're not going to want to miss that call. It's going to be phenomenal. And then we will talk income big time that night. There we go. That should stop that. All right. So this disclaimer talks about both the product and the income. In both cases, there are no guarantees. Your results are going to be independent. What I will tell you is that everybody I know that has used the products has had a good experience. So it's an amazing product. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some exceptional results tonight. And then you can read the disclaimer for yourself about the average weight loss. Also on the income side, you can simply go to isagenixearnings.com and read the disclaimer in detail. But that's very important when you're presenting. We want to keep this company full of integrity, which it is. Now, there's a picture of yours truly, Chuck Williams. I am the host tonight and not the featured guest, so I'll keep my part real short. But I also had a great transformation in my own life. I was able to shed 23 pounds of fat, and that took me from the left to the middle. And then in the middle, I went from that. I gained 15 pounds of lean muscle and have really become in the best shape of my life. Literally, when I played college football and college baseball a long time ago, I was not in any better shape than I am right now at 57 years old. So these products absolutely work. They can help you lose fat. They can help you gain muscle. It's really weight management, but much, much more. We'll talk about that in a minute. So I've got two special guests on tonight's call. Both have incredible product testimonials. Both of them, I kind of asked them to kind of give you the format, what their life was like before Isagenix, how they found out about Isagenix, what that experience has been like for them, and what they see their future. And so we're going to start by going to Missouri, where we've got Cyndy Bartlett on the phone. And Cyndy, as I told you earlier, I don't want your short elevator speech. I kind of want you to just kind of elaborate and tell people your story. Let them feel your heart and how things were before and after Isagenix. So, Cyndy, I'm going to turn it over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Chuck. So I've shared my story a few times, but I just celebrated my Isagenix anniversary on March 29th. And that is, I don't want to sound so cliche or anything, but that's the day that I basically found a new way of life. For those of you who have not heard my story, I was suffering from debilitating fatigue. I had overheard someone else like sharing their transformation story, and they actually said, that they were fat, and I'm like, that's what I was, and I just would not admit it. So I was fat. I was overweight at my all-time heaviest. Even my pregnancy weight, I was weighing more than I had full term with even my second child. I was depressed. I suffered from anxiety. Sorry, my dog's barking, but I had no life. My relationships and my family were strained. I've been married for 20 years. My marriage was struggling. My relationship with my kids was struggling. I had no energy. Basically, all I could do was go to work and come home, and I was in bed. And I only made it to work and through my day is because my family depended on that. But I had nothing else to give them when I came home. And about, I don't know, I guess my mom's husband was introduced to it in January. Chuck can confirm that, but I believe it was in January of 2018 that he was introduced to it. And he had actually gone out to dinner or out to lunch or dinner with Chuck and Diane, and kept asking Chuck what he was doing. And Chuck was adamant that he was not going to talk about Isagenix because he just wanted to reconnect and visit. And after about the third time, Brian, was like, tell me what you're doing. You look amazing. So Brian was introduced to it, and Brian is mid-70s. He's been married to my mom 10 years, and I've seen him go through surgery for 2 artificial knees, hip replacement, and he worked a very physical job and would get up early in the morning, come home in the afternoon, and he would have to sleep. So after seeing him on Isagenix, I was over there visiting with my mom, and um, Brian came home from work around 2 in the afternoon, and he actually sat down and visited with us. And I would always ask my mom when he would come home from work, why does he always go in the back bedroom? She's like, because he's has to take a nap every day. And so it was really enjoyable to get down and be able to sit down and visit with him and my mom at the same time. And he was just full of, like, he radiated. And he had asked me if I was interested in Isagenix, because at that time he was seeing phenomenal changes. And I said no. I had been a lifetime dieter. I had tried Weight Watchers. I had tried Slim 180. I had tried the HCG diet, where I like starved myself and took drops. And so many people have phenomenal results with those, but it was not something for me. I even went as far as talking to my doctor, and they wanted to give me a pill. It was phentermine. So I even took phentermine, and within my first month of phentermine, I gained weight. I was not eating anything because I had no appetite. I had a ton of energy, but I still was not losing weight. So after failing at everything, I'm like, I'm absolutely not doing anything. Brian contacted me again. Cyndy, do you want a free membership to Isagenix? I hesitated, and I'm like, well, Brian, if it's free, yes, that's fine. I'll get a free membership. I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So about 4 days later, this box shows up. He didn't tell me that he was ordering anything, but this box shows up, and it was a 30-day basic pack. And I was a bit overwhelmed when I opened up the box, because the first thing I saw was the natural accelerator. And I'm like, I am not taking another pill. I don't know what this is. So I just kind of like set it back in the box and was looking at the shakes. And I drank protein shakes every day for lunch or breakfast, but I was not consistent. I had no balance in my diet, because I would go long periods of time without eating, or I would overconsume or I would underconsume. So zero balance. But I would always have a shake, whether it was late in the day or early in the morning. So I decided that I was going to try the shakes, and I really liked them. I have some dietary restrictions because of I have autoimmune thyroid disorder. So it was impossible for me to lose weight. I thought I was just destined to be fat. So with the dietary restrictions, I'm dairy, gluten, and soy free. And he had blessed me with dairy-free shakes so I could consume them. I started drinking the shake, and I loved them, and just did that every morning for breakfast. Some days I would not have lunch. Some days I would have lunch, but I felt that I had more balance in my life than I did before, and I wasn't craving. I didn't have that famished feeling where I was getting the shakes and like the shaky hands and the shaky voice and shaky stomach, where I was literally like plummeting in my blood sugar. But about 6 weeks into it, I noticed that I was losing weight, and I was a habitual scale user. I was on the scale multiple times a day, which was not healthy. And after 6 weeks, I noticed that I was losing weight and was finally able to recognize it and see it in my clothes. So I, was like, this is amazing. So I reached out to a friend, I'm actually Chuck's wife, and she coached me on the products. And she says, Cyndy, if you are seeing these results with 1 shake a day, put 2 shakes in your body. And she educated me on the cleanse. She educated me on just what is in the shakes that, would explain why I'm having the changes in my body that I'm having. I wasn't feeling as tired. My kids were noticing that when I came home from work, I was sitting in the kitchen talking to them, or I was able to take my daughter to tutoring rather than relying on my husband to do it. I was becoming more involved, and I was even able to, stay up and have conversations with my husband, talk about our day, something that we were very much lacking. So I started doing 2 shakes a day, and about 6 months into it, I had lost 40 pounds. I hit a plateau, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is, a diet that, I'm just going to be stuck here. Well, no, I plowed through it. And with Isagenix, I learned that it's not just about the weight. The weight is a bonus. The Isagenix products, they do something to your mind, your body, because of the nourishment that you're giving it. And it's able to perform at a level that it's never been able to perform at. At least my body was never performing at this level. I use the Ionix every morning. I know that if I miss a dose of Ionix, I had been on anti-anxiety medication. Some of that was linked to the Hashimoto's, the thyroid disorder. And I have not taken thyroid or anti-anxiety medication in months, probably closer to 8 months. Granted, that was monitored by my doctor, but I do it naturally, and I'm not reliant on pharmaceuticals to deal with everyday stress. I feel like I'm much more in control of myself, and I don't have external factors that I'm using to manage that aren't natural and that my body can't respond to very well. My family has jumped on board. My husband was a huge skeptic when I was introduced to Isagenix. He had just lost his job. He had been with the company for 10 years. Unbeknownst to him, he was in a situation where he ended up losing his position. And his biggest question was, how much does this cost? Well, that's where Brian came in, and he blessed us with that. So it didn't cost us a dime. And it was about 3 months later, my husband decided, after I had him in the car, and we were going down the highway, and I locked the doors, and I said, you're going to listen to this. And I turned on a podcast with Jim Coover, and he started listening to that. And I was so compelled with the products and the transformation that I was having and how I was feeling, that I knew I was never going to be without these products in my life. They would always be going in my body. My husband, on the other hand, was like, there's a comp plan for this? You can get paid for eating? So he started looking into it, and we got home that night, and he signed up and created his own account. My son, who is 20, he's done things his own way. My husband has had amazing results too. Currently, he's down 88 pounds. He's doing his second Ice Body Challenge, and he's lost a little bit more weight, but I don't have his official totals on that. But his last weigh-in was he's down 88 pounds. I finished up 2018 at 50 pounds. And our son, who's 20, he has never done a cleanse day. He works in the morning, so he works 8 to 4:30. He would stop by the gas station, get a biscuit or something. He was following my husband's bad habits in the morning of grabbing food at a gas station. So we're like, dude, you got to try these shakes. So he started drinking one shake, and he would shake it up and mix it on his way out the door, and would drink it on his way to work, and then either have lunch at work, order out with his colleagues, or take his lunch. And over the course of a year, he's lost 85 pounds. So as compiled total, we've lost 223 pounds as of the end of 2018. And we couldn't be doing any better. And I still have weight to lose. My husband still has some weight to lose. But 2018, and I contributed to Isagenix. 2018 was the first year that my husband and I didn't look at each other and say, wow, we have been through some stuff this past year. We looked at each other and we said, look at what we've accomplished. And that's where our our story and our life has forever been changed by this company. And we're brand new business builders, but for the most part, we owe our life to it. We owe our family to it. And my profession by day is I manage revenue cycle for a group of 65 doctors, but my passion is helping others get healthy. And Isagenix has helped me reignite that passion. And that's my story.
Cyndy, I appreciate you taking the time to share your story tonight. And I hope everybody resonated with what it's done for her. It's actually changed her life. We talk about transformed lives, but it's literally transformed her life and her family's life. And when I got a text one day kind of telling me what an impact this had on our family, it took this from just a business to me to something much deeper. And that was many months ago. So Cyndy, I thank you and Sam and your son for the great results. We're going to shift gears and we're going to go to somebody who's a little farther along this journey than Cyndy and Sam. And he's actually a member of the 100-Pound Club. I was actually in Phoenix, Gilbert, Arizona to be exact, and was in the corporate office. Phenomenal tour. If you ever get a chance to do it, I highly recommend it. But on that wall, the Hall of Fame there, they had Mark Nixon right there. So Mark, let's hear your story and same way. How's this transformed and changed your life, buddy?
Okay. Well, before Isagenix, I was 313 pounds. I was a retail store manager that would take a 10-minute lunch and run a McDonald's and eat 2 Big Macs. So you can imagine how healthy that was. And so from that point, and you see the picture there, it says 306. I'd lost a little bit of weight since I took that picture. But before Isagenix, like I said, I was very unhealthy, wasn't exercising, wasn't doing anything. After Isagenix, and I'll tell that story here in a second, after Isagenix, my life changed dramatically. I released 103 pounds, and I'll explain what that means when I say released it. 103 pounds. My energy was through the roof. I stopped eating Big Macs and McDonald's. I started eating the right foods at the right time, and most of that food was Isagenix because we do 2 shakes a day, and then we would cleanse every other week, do 2-day cleanses, and that helped me to lose the weight. So really, as you talk about, Chuck, life-changing isn't the word for it. It's just absolutely amazing. So from that point of view, the way I started was my daughter. My daughter knew I was very unhealthy, and one morning I used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I had to go into work, and my daughter surprised me and said, "You got to sign this contract." She wrote it in crayon and said that you're going to lose this weight, you're going to take this product, I'm going to buy you the 30-day, and you're going to do this. And so I said to myself, well, wait a minute. I really don't believe in it, but my daughter's going to buy this for me. This is not going to cost me a penny, so great. I'll go ahead and do that. Well, after the first month, I'd lost 27 pounds, and then we were off to the races. And so from that point of view, I didn't start working out, though, until I lost 50 pounds. My daughter and my wife work out 6 days a week, and they're really big time. They do all kinds of different types of exercise and so on. So from that point of view, I thought I would finally get into it, and I started doing spin classes and body pump and the things that you do at the gym and stuff. And so that also helped me to tone my body up as I was losing inches and losing the weight. And so but this journey is always not about yourself, but it's always about people around you. There's always people with Isagenix because we all win when people are purchasing products and we're doing the things we need to do. So when you're going through this process, you're losing weight, it's very, very exciting, but there things happen. And so a good friend of mine, John Machete, we lost the people that brought Mary Jenna and myself in. They actually left the company. They were very successful at it, but they actually left the company. And John Machete stepped in and was there to help us and sort of coach us through the beginning of this. I've been on Isagenix now for 8 years. And so during that time, after my daughter introduced me to me and I started losing weight, then, you go through some plateaus. And the first year I lost over 80 pounds, and then it would take me a while and back and forth. And so John was always there to sort of help us. And there were also people on the team that were always there to help us. Lori Morelli is, you hear her every Tuesday morning. I'm a huge fan. I love her to death. She's always been there for me to help me and coach me through, because I've had a lot of physical ailments in my life. And but as a disclaimer, Isagenix does not cure any type of disease. Our bodies are miracles. It works on the inside. You see it on the outside. When you see Chuck Williams, you see it working on the outside, but it actually is started on the inside. So it's really, really important that you put these products in your body and you're a product of the product. So after about 2 years, I got a little lackadaisical, and my friend John Machete said to me, Mark, I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to put you on Facebook and everything. You're going to get to the 100-pound club. You're going to do this. And I lost a lot of weight, and I felt so great. And I thought, well, how important is it? But he said, you got to be an example. You got to be out there. You got to be willing to do this. So 2 years ago at Celebration, we made an agreement. And at that point, I went ahead and released up to 103 pounds. And so, again, I can't thank the people that have helped me through this. And so, but basically, I say I release the weight because basically the way this works in simple terms is your body uses fat to protect your cells from toxins. When you take the cleanse with the long branch amino acids, it breaks down the toxin. When it breaks down the toxin, the cell releases the fat, and I voided out 103 pounds. So I always use the term I released. I never say I lost 103 pounds. I didn't lose it anywhere. I released it. My body released it. And by the way, those toxins are very, very important because of the fact that they're breaking down your body with oxidative stress. So when you hear the different types of things that are going on out there, you really got to be all over those toxins. And that's why John Anderson, our formulator, I heard him 5 years ago at Celebration, was talking about this whole process. And so it comes to today. And so you never know what life's going to hit you. Well, I found out in October that I had a major health challenge, and I was going to have major surgery. And it was going to be sort of a tough row for the next 4 or 5 months. So I had that surgery in February, the beginning of February, and now it's been almost 12 weeks. The doctors allowed me to go back in the gym, and I'm also doing endurance swimming. And on Saturday, I swam 3,500 meters, which equals 2.17 miles in the pool. And so I really enjoy swimming because it takes the pressure off everything when you're swimming, obviously. And so, but I'm going to be allowed to start doing spin because of my situation. I can't sit on a bike yet, so I'll be going back doing spin. And we have a trainer that we use too. But without Isagenix, can you imagine what my rehab would be like without Isagenix? Can you imagine Mark Nixon being 313 pounds and going through what I just went through? And what I had to go through, and having a chance to have the type of life I'm going to have now versus what it would have been then. So when I talk to folks, we're just here to help. Isagenix has the answers, and we're here to help everyone we can. And so it just means so much to both of us. And Jenny is tireless at this, my wife of 36 years. So she's tireless at this, and so it really helps me too. It helps keep me motivated and get out there. And people like John Machete and Laurie and Chuck, it's just a great community of people. Pam Tobin, there's millions of people I could mention and everything. So they're just all there for you. And so it's just something that I'm just so thrilled that my daughter was willing to bring this into my life. I'm so thrilled there are people with the Isagenix that wanted to help me. And when I walked on stage, Chuck mentioned that, when I walked on stage and there's 16,000 people screaming like crazy, and you walk out there, the tear, you just cannot believe the feeling of accomplishment because they're sharing it too, because they're doing the same thing I'm doing. I had to lose I tell people this, I had to lose 100 pounds because I was so unhealthy. You don't have to lose 100 pounds. You may only need to lose 10 pounds or 20 or 30. But when those people were cheering for me, they were cheering because they knew that they were doing the same thing that I was doing. I was fortunate because I could be on stage because of this major weight loss. But in the long run, when people need to lose 20 pounds, they've won just like I have. It's not about me. It's always about our team and our group. So, Chuck, I can't tell you, I appreciate the time here to sort of tell my story. And it's just been a wonderful journey. And the people you meet on the way have just been absolutely tremendous.
Well, Mark and Cyndy, I want to tell you both, we all appreciate you guys sharing your story. I'm going to go through a few slides real quickly here, but we'll wrap up here in about 7 minutes. But I want to give everybody a little bit of a background on the opportunity itself. You've heard two phenomenal stories this evening. If you're watching this recording, it might be any time of the day, but for those of us watching it live, of course, it is early morning for Eric in the UK, who's tuning in tonight. So all of you are in chat, be sure and welcome Eric in the UK, London to be exact. So what is our global weight loss market? Well, in the weight loss arena, it's a huge market, no pun intended. We also have healthy aging, we have performance, we have vitality, well-being, we have personal care. There's a lot of things here that we offer. First of all, let's talk about the problem. The challenges we face are obesity epidemic. People need what we have. There's toxicity that Mark mentioned. There's bankrupt food. There's premature aging, stress, both physical and financial. We literally have solutions for all these. We have solutions for the weight wellness. We have solutions for performance, vitality, well-being, personal care and beauty. And my personal favorite, although I love them all five, is the financial wellness. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk just a minute about a couple of the products. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. We've got other presentations out there that go into a lot of detail. The shakes are the #1 selling shake in America. They are that because they're the best made shakes in America. We we spare no expense to bring the best quality product to the people, to us. Undenatured whey protein, grass-fed New Zealand cows. The list goes on and on and on. Why these shakes are so premier. They're not some protein shake. This has protein, obviously, the best you can get, but it's also got everything you need for a full meal replacement. These shakes are magical, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lady I saw on the line. I'm not going to embarrass her by having her share tonight, but I will someday. 2 shakes a day is basically all she's been doing. Her Cepeda says, that's the basic of our foundation. Sure enough, 2 shakes a day, and she's had phenomenal results in her first few weeks in the program. Not going to spend a lot of time on this slide. It speaks for itself. You got the fast food that most of us are eating, like Mark said he was in his fast-paced occupation, versus the one shake. Just absolutely no comparison. Nutrition, calories, cost, everything is in favor of the Isagenix shake. Well, you say, I might eat healthy already. You'd have to eat everything on that plate to get the nutrition that's in one of our Isagenix shakes. And while you're in the weight loss mode, it's 2 a day. This product here that addresses the telomere issue is my personal favorite. I say that about 10 or 12 different products, but this is one of my 10 or 12 favorite products, and it addresses the telomere issue. I'm going to skip down to the middle quote there from our founder, John Anderson. He basically says, Isagenix, the greatest discovery of our time. Now think about that. That's a man who's done thousands of product formulas, and he says Isagenix, this next product you'll see right here, is the #1 greatest discovery of our time. This product is a targeted blend of antioxidants, herbals, and adaptogens. It assists with healthier cell function and supports telomeres. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail right now about that comment right there, but that is golden right there. It's why this is probably the greatest discovery of our time. This is a product everybody in the world should have. It literally, what do you say to keep it compliant? Healthy aging is a good headline for that. So we're backed by science. What makes us different than other shakes and other companies out there? Everything we do is backed by science. It's tested. Incredible scientific research. If you haven't become a fan of Dr. Paul Sario, he's one of 50 scientists we have on staff. The man is absolutely amazing. He did this study here comparing the heart healthy diet to the Isagenix weight loss system. And look at the numbers. These numbers absolutely blew the doctor away. When he saw these numbers, he almost didn't believe his own scientific research. 56% more weight loss, 47% more fat loss, and the big one down there, twice as much visceral fat loss. That's that unhealthy fat that wraps itself around your organs. It's absolutely a no-compromise quality. From the beginning, through the process, to the end product, you know you're getting quality products with Isagenix. They are tested at every step of the way. Now, if you want more details about the products, obviously go to isagenixhealth.net. We literally have our clinical research right there that's available for you to see. You can actually type in specific topics that you want to learn more about. It's all right there at isagenixhealth.net. And as Mark alluded to earlier, Lori does a phenomenal product call every Tuesday morning. Give the person who invites you to this call and get access to that call Tuesday mornings where you can get your questions answered by the pro, Lori. Isagenix corporate office. This company is absolutely built on integrity. The foundation of our company is our vision statement, which is to impact world health and free people from both physical and financial pain, and in the process create the largest and most trusted health and wellness company in the world. Now, if you read along with me, you notice I add the word "and trusted," but as I was over visiting my friend Eric in the UK a couple years ago when the company Isagenix launched in the UK, Eric Coover himself added that word when he showed the screen. He said, I don't want to just be the largest. I want to be the largest and most trusted health and wellness company in the world. And that's the track we're on here at Isagenix. Keys to success in a business. And Isagenix checks all 5 of these boxes, especially when you're on the Cepeda team, which you are by being on this call. Number 1, strong management team. Isagenix has put together an incredible management team, starting with the founders, the co-founders of Coovers, and on to Travis Ogden, all the way down throughout the management team. It is rock solid. The scientists, it's all there to build a multi-billion-dollar company. Products that everyone needs and wants. That's what we have here with Isagenix. We get results with these products. You get these in your body, and you're going to notice a difference. You're going to feel a difference. You're going to start to look better. Absolutely amazing. And then number 3, we are in this to make money. This is a business for many of us. So there's a solid compensation plan. It's going to reward you in the beginning as you build, and particularly on the back end. Training and support, second to none. Both the company and the Cepeda team offer training and support that literally, I personally have been in this industry 25 years now. I've been the number 1 income owner with 4 different small companies. I have never seen the quality of training and support that you get with Isagenix. Nothing out there comes close. And then last but not least is timing. Timing and positioning. If you're going to pick a company, you don't want to get with a company that's 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years old. It's pretty well saturated its world market. You want to get with a company like Isagenix that's rock solid, about $1 billion a year in sales, about 7-point-something billion in cumulative sales over 17 years, rock solid, debt-free, strong management, but basically the world is our oyster. It's wide open. We just opened up the whole continent of Europe 2 years ago. We're just now starting to open up Asia. It is literally on the ground floor of a global opportunity here. And here in the United States, it's still wide open. Most people I talk to on a daily basis don't even know what Isagenix is. All 5 of these check off with Isagenix. It's incredible. I'm going to fly through this part of the opportunity because I want you to get back with the person who invites you, and they can kind of go through in a little more detail how you make money. There's 2 or 3 core ways I'll just mention here. Number 1 is you want to become a consultant. It's the core of our compensation plan. It simply means you go into your back office and switch from being a customer to an associate, and then you get 2 customers yourself. You're going to place 1 on your right team, 1 on your left team. That makes you a consultant, and that is the rock solid foundation of this compensation plan. You then help 2 other people do the same thing. You personally enroll, you help them become consultants. Doesn't have to be your first 2. It's this example. It could be any 2. You help 2, and you become what's called a manager. You do that within your first 60 days of being an associate. You get a $250 bonus for being a crystal manager. You add up all the bonuses just by doing this little activity right here. If you happen to sell both of new people a value pack, which is the most valuable pack, you get the most product for your money, you would make $900. If you sold them just a la carte, just 4 canisters of shakes, just an a la carte order, you're still gonna make $500 in this program. And you could make even more if your 2 customers decide they really want to get serious and buy ultimate packs. This is the rock solid foundation of our compensation plan. It is the cycle bonuses. This is the residual income. You don't have to remember what I'm going to show you right now because you can go through this later with the person who invited you. But basically, a cycle is simple. It's 900 business volume, 600 on one team, 300 on the other. It equals 1 cycle, pays $54. And that is the currency of our business here. You're going to become a professional cycler. As you build these 2 teams, check this out. You're only building 2 teams. Not 6, not 8, not 12, not 50, 2 teams. Everybody you personally enroll goes on your right team and your left team. It falls down the far left, far right, and as you're bringing in new people, they're helping the people that were in before. We all work together here. It's a team effort. It's amazing. Pays down through infinity. Globally, for an extra $49 a year, you can have a global business. If you choose not to do that, you just stay an affiliate, you can have business in Canada, US, and Puerto Rico. Over in the UK, where we got Eric, I think there's 6 countries in the European group over there. But if you want to do business globally, it's only $49 a year. It's in your back office. It's called the International Sponsorship. You sign up for it, and then your business can go global, not just in your local regional area. Now, last slide I'm going to show here is the value of a cycle. What is your freedom number? What is it going to take for you to become financially free? What is financial freedom to you? Now, I'm not talking about the Cepeda type financial freedom where literally you're cranking out a minimum $50,000 a week and it just keeps coming week after week after week. That's what we all want to get to someday, I think. Well, not everybody, but most of us do. I'm talking about what's going to take to pay your bills. What's it going to take to have more residual income than you have residual bills? That's your financial freedom number at a base level. So look down the left-hand chart over there. How many cycles do you need for you to create enough weekly income to pay all your bills? that's your freedom number. Now, I'm not recommending you necessarily quit your job when you hit that number. In fact, I recommend you keep both for a long time, develop some residual income and bank some money, get your retirement set up. There's a lot of things you want to do. Consult with somebody who's been there before so you don't retire too early. But that's an important number, the number of cycles you need to achieve financial freedom. So with that, I want to skip down to the bottom slide here. Give me 1 second. We'll just skip a couple slides here. I want to get to this last part here, and that's right here. This is to be a part of the scene in Nashville. I want to encourage all of you, even if you're a guest on our call tonight, get with the person who invites you. Obviously, become a customer. Get signed up, become a customer. It's like $39 for an annual membership fee. If you're smart and get the Lifestyle Rewards, which is like our auto-ship program, they knock $10 off that. It's $29. Very, very affordable. That's your annual membership fee to get wholesale pricing. You obviously want to do that tonight. Place a decent order. Give it the person who invites you. The more product you buy, the more value you get. The ultimate pack, you're going to get the most product for your money, the value pack. Give it the person who invites you. They'll help you pick the pack that's best for you. But then I want you to take one more step. I want you to be in Nashville with us in August. The company puts on the most first-class event you'll ever go to, and it's amazing. And now the company's offering you an opportunity to get your hotel absolutely free, paid for. There's going to be a contest, and 300 of us are going to get free lodging. It's just an enrollment contest. So I want to have you get back with the person, take a screenshot of this page if you haven't seen this before, and get with the person who invites you and find out what you need to do in the next 90 days to get yourself rock solid foundation in this business to where you can not only transform your body, but your financial well-being too. So with that, I want to go back and I want to thank Mark and Cindy for their great job with their stories. Ladies and gentlemen, there are people all around you that need what we have here at Isagenix, both from a physical and financial standpoint. Don't be shy in sharing this with others. God bless you, and we'll see you again next Monday night. And then in 2 Monday nights, we've got the infamous Patty Cepeda is going to be our guest. Get ready for that. Good night, everybody. God bless.
Thank you, Chuck.